Sharks have been on Earth for 450 million years. They come into existence 90 million years before trees, and 190 million years before the dinosaurs. They survived countless extinction events. They are living fossils that dominate the ocean. A fearsome predator that most creatures try to stay away from. Even the most intelligent creature on the Earth, humans, would be scared if we run into one in the wild. Modern-day great white sharks are descendants of 50-foot-long Megalodon sharks. 50 foot is roughly 16 meters. The extinction of Megalodon is debated, but most people assume that they are extinct, and there is no reason to think otherwise. Until this incident happened. In 2003, Dave Riggs and Jenan Riggs were filming a documentary on a beach located in Bremer Bay, Australia. They came across huge sperm whales lying on the beach. Unfortunately, the sperm whales were all dead. Upon stepping closer, they realized something else was on the beach with them that day. And unlike the sperm whales, it wasn't dead. Dave and Jenan nearly had a heart attack. They wanted to run, but decided to stick around, for some unknown reason. There were dozens of hungry, bloodthirsty sharks, swimming in shallow water, very close to where Jenan and Dave were standing. The sharks were there for an easy meal. Jenan and Dave decided to contact local scientists, who arrived shortly after. The sharks were important research subjects. With a long pole, the brave scientists placed geotags on the fins of these sharks. The geotags can reveal vital information about their migration pattern and movement in the ocean. The first shark they had the opportunity to tag was named Shark Alpha, a huge 9-foot, female great white shark. The shark was roughly 3 meters in length. About 4 months later, the geotag washed up on shore, 2.25 miles from where it was tagged. The shark, on the other hand, was nowhere to be seen. There were no dead sharks on the beach. No body parts floating in the sea nearby. The geotags were not easy to take off. It would require special human assistance, or a forceful, flesh-splitting tug to get off. Confused, the scientists took a look at the data in the geotag, and it only led to more mysteries, not answers. Around midnight of Christmas Eve, 2003, the alpha shark was swimming in the southern Australian Sea. No signs of abnormality. Until, suddenly, it veered off course, before plunging deep into the ocean, at a speed and depth that is very unusual for a great white shark. Shark Alpha stopped at a depth of 1,900 feet, or 579 meters. Sharks don't usually go that deep into the ocean. It was 1,000 feet deeper than they would normally go. Just a few seconds after arriving at 1,900 feet, the temperature of the geotag jumped up to 78 degrees Fahrenheit, from 46 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a jump from 7.7 degrees Celsius to 25.5 degrees Celsius, for those unfamiliar with Fahrenheit. This could only mean that something ate Shark Alpha. The scientists looked at each other in disbelief. What could have eaten a 9-foot shark? Shark Alpha wasn't exactly small or weak. She was an extremely fit, healthy female shark. A super predator of the sea. What creature could have overpowered a beast like Shark Alpha? To solve this mystery, we need to look at where Shark Alpha took her last breath. The place she met her end was an area of the sea, off the coast of southern Australia called the Kill Zone. The area extends almost 3 miles, or 5 kilometers deep. That is deeper than the Grand Canyon. The area of the sea is teeming with life. They thrive off of the natural gases and nutrients in the area, which also attracts large predators. Many of them are constantly fighting for control over the zone. So it's expected that something big should be lurking in the area. Shark Alpha may have come face to face with a super predator of the deep that ended in her death. One of the largest creatures that roam that stretch of the sea is the killer whale. There have been many documented disputes between killer whales and great white sharks. Killer whales can grow to a size of 30 feet or 9 meters. They can certainly tackle a great white shark with ease if they want to, especially one that is 1/3 their size. In fact, killer whales are great white sharks' only natural predators. So is it a killer whale then? Well, not quite. Killer whales are surface hunters. They hunt mostly on the surface of the sea. They don't dive to a depth of 1,900 feet to eat something. They also don't dive that deep to look for food. If a killer whale wanted to eat Shark Alpha, they would have done so near the surface, instead of diving to a place they are not familiar with, before devouring Shark Alpha. Not only that, The temperature in their stomach is around 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Or roughly 38 degrees Celsius. If you remember, the geotag recorded a temperature of just 78 degrees Fahrenheit. So, killer whale? Probably not. Let's go to the next candidate. For that, we have giant squids. Coincidentally, giant squids live between 1,000 to 2,000 feet below the sea. According to scientists, shark alpha was consumed whole at 1,900 feet below the surface. Giant squids are quite mysterious creatures. We don't know a whole lot about them. Most of what we know comes from carcasses washed up on shore. It's pretty hard to study a creature that lives so deep in the sea, even if we have the equipment to do so. The largest giant squid spotted was around 59 feet, from head to tail. That's roughly 18 meters. 6 times the size of shark alpha. That particular squid weighs a ton. About 10 times the size and weight of an average man. They are able to grab prey from up to 30 feet away, thanks to their powerful tentacles. Although they mostly eat small fish and shrimp, they don't mind the occasional shark for a feast. Sharks with tentacle-healed wounds are sometimes found by fishermen. It could only indicate a confrontation and struggle between sharks and giant squids. Giant squids typically hunt at night, at shallow depths, but return to the deep sea to recover and stay away from predators in the morning. Shark alpha was attacked at night. Could it have been a giant squid? That's also not likely. Giant squids are cold-blooded creatures, and the temperature jump indicates that whoever it was that swallowed shark alpha was warm-blooded. Another candidate is the Megalodon. They looked like modern-day sharks, but bigger. Much bigger. They can grow up to 60 feet in length, roughly 18 meters. Megalodon is thought to have been extinct for 3.5 million years. However, some people aren't convinced. Considering how 95% of the ocean hasn't been explored yet. Maybe there's a small chance that they are right. Take a look at this footage. It was filmed by Japanese microbiology researchers studying the Mariana Trench. The footage was captured just 1 mile into the Mariana Trench. It showed a monstrous-sized shark bobbing into view. Experts estimated the shark to be 60 feet in length. The deepest part of the Earth's ocean is in the Mariana Trench. It is about 36,201 feet deep, or 11,034 meters deep. If you were to take an entire Mount Everest and place it at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, you would still have to swim 7,000 feet, or 2,133 meters, from the top of Mount Everest, to break the surface of the ocean. At such depth, lots of new creatures have been discovered. There are still a lot of mysteries to unpack in the Mariana Trench. Some believe that Megalodon may still be alive in the Mariana Trench. However, experts determined there aren't enough food for the Megalodon that deep in the ocean. The creature spotted in the footage was unlikely a Megalodon, although it was large in size. It could have been the six-gill shark, a rarely seen shark that can grow up to 25 feet long. This particular specimen of a shark may have been an abnormally large one. Six-gill sharks are a near-threatened species, with conservative efforts in place. Despite findings like this, there have not been any confirmed sightings of Megalodon in recent history. We only have fossils to study to know for sure that they did exist at some point in the Earth's history. The top reason Megalodon went extinct was because of a lack of prey. At such a colossal size, they would have to consume a lot of food to sustain themselves. At roughly the time of Megalodon's disappearance, Earth was going through a cool-down period, where global ocean temperature dropped. Not very good news for Megalodons, who relied on tropical water. A lot of the usual prey started dying off, and with it, Megalodons went away as well. Here is the size of a Megalodon, compared to the size of a school bus. Megalodons are bigger than school buses. So, if they still roam the Earth's oceans today, it would be pretty hard to miss them. Especially because they mostly hunt in shallow waters. But could they have evolved to hunt in the deep sea since then? That's a possibility, but not likely as well. And if they have evolved to live in the deep sea, they may be smaller in size and much slower moving. Sharks that have evolved to live in deep depth of the sea move very slowly, so it doesn't expend much energy and doesn't require as much food to refuel their energy. So if it's not a Megalodon, what else could have eaten a great white shark? You may have seen this coming. Another great white shark. The internal temperature of a great white shark is the same temperature recorded in the geotag. This means it's likely that another great white shark was responsible for Shark Alpha's end. For a while, nobody considered this as a possibility, until a couple of years after the geotag washed up on shore. The reason? Great white sharks just aren't large enough to attack a fully grown 9-foot great white shark. But the evidence points in this direction. It's believed that this particular shark was a colossal 16 feet in size, or roughly 5 meters in length. This great white shark may have suffered from gigantism. As for why it ate one of its own kind, well, it's not uncommon to see an average-sized great white shark eat a smaller-sized one. So, for a much larger shark to eat Shark Alpha? That's not out of the realm of possibility. That shark may have been twice the weight of Shark Alpha. Although most sharks don't usually dive to 1,900 feet of depth, some have been recorded to dive as deep as 4,000 feet. So it's not impossible for a much larger shark to grab a hold of its victim and dive down that deep before consuming it. In fact, scientists believe that supersized predators like this shark like to finish their victims at the end of the dive. A fast and deep dive would leave Shark Alpha disoriented and confused. In other words, easier to finish off. This fits with the data retrieved from the geotag. So why did it attack Shark Alpha? Well, scientists believe that it may have been a territorial dispute. Did Shark Alpha refuse to leave the area? Or did the other shark attack without warning, because Shark Alpha was seen in its territory? We don't know. Here is what most likely happened. On December 24, 2003, 4 months after Shark Alpha was tagged on Bremer Beach, Australia, it was swimming along the southern part of Australia near the kill zone, before suddenly veering off course. Because it was being chased by a giant great white shark, nearly twice the size of Shark Alpha. The 16-foot shark grabbed Shark Alpha in its jaw, before sending her into a disorienting deep dive, 1,900 feet down. Tired and confused, Shark Alpha was eaten by the 16-foot great white shark. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. Tell me what you want to see next in the comments. If you have any suggestions on how you want the story presented, please leave them in the comments as well. Here's something else I think you'll like. I'll see you over there.